Have you ever been stressed out and someone came up to you and said, "It's okay, it's about resiliency"? Now imagine hearing that standing underneath an F-16 firing jet, dropping bombs over your head. Still feeling inspired? I'm a leadership coach. I teach concepts born in the Western world, taught in air-conditioned boardrooms, helping managers navigate uncertainty. But I'm also from the global south of the world, a region too well defined by war, displacement, and headline news that reduce human lives to just numbers. In my eyes, I still think we're living in a post-World War II era where might is always right and capitalist systems have become so self-absorbed they've lost any empathy or accountability for the rest of the world. My people have been dehumanized, and yet, here I am, teaching resiliency in the workplace. So yes, you might say I have become a little bit of a cynic. When I teach resiliency in corporate settings, this is the image that always comes to my mind. Feeling burnt out? It's okay. Resiliency will help you get back on track. Psychological safety in the workplace. Promoting an environment where people feel safe to speak up and be seen. You guys see where I'm going with this. But even outside the boardrooms, as I flip through my Instagram feed, on one side of my story, children in a famine crying out for food, and on the other side, AI perfecting my next matcha latte. We've all been there. Clearly, the algorithm thinks that pairing our trauma with food is working. This is not this is the paradox of our world. Nothing is face value anymore. Every headline news, a reminder of that brutal paradox. One family's returning veteran hero is another civilian's community tragedy somewhere in the global south. One NASDAQ stock price up means more killing drone warfare, child labor, and exploitation of resources. This is how we read headline news. Nothing is face value. You have to dig deeper beyond the headlines. So I dug deep, and I studied resiliency, and I went back to Mr. Maslow. We all grew up learning Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where he states that first you need to establish your survival needs, then after safety, love and belonging, esteem, and only at the top can you realize your full potential or purpose in life. It's clean, it's logical, but it didn't match what I was seeing on the ground. So I dug a little bit deeper, and I found out that Maslow's hierarchy was essentially derived by, surprise, surprise, Western-based methodologies, not studies made on indigenous, global south populations or marginalized people. Because in war zones, in refugee camps, we have seen people transcend to the highest level, even when they're at the lowest levels of this pyramid. Take, for example, in Gaza, a father saving a portion of food for a child hungrier than his children. Or in Sudan, where women, even though displaced, stepping up to take care of families that are not their own. These are not stories of people climbing a pyramid, but true resiliency and transcendence. I can't help but ask Mr. Maslow, where on your pyramid can I find ideals such as justice, ethics, community, service of others, and devotion to the land that fed you and raised you? Because these are the ideals that help us all rise up, even when everything else has been stripped away from us. We don't live on this planet alone, you guys, and yet modern mindsets tell you you do. They glorify individualism. Be careful from that, because the danger lies is that you start to lose empathy for the people around you and the rest of the world. And that is the root cause of all injustices since the beginning of time, that lack of empathy. Global South has always been about the collective, and perhaps those learnings are something we can share with the rest of the world. Yet, we're still at the paradox. What do? We act. Activism has become our form of therapy, because when the world shuts down on your people, you fight to humanize them. We follow the money, we sign petitions, we call out CEOs and world leaders who are complicit, and we ask that you please redefine success by not how many billions of dollars you've raised, but what was your impact on global communities and the environment. I have seen ex-CEOs and ex-world leaders doing master classes on leadership who are actually on the Human Rights Watch list and the biggest polluters of this earth. Where is our due diligence? Be conscious of who they tell you your role models are. I've been privileged to work with a woman who dropped her day job 2 years ago, and just by the use of her phone and laptop, helped 700,000 people in Gaza by herself. I can't mention her name, but when I asked her what was her drive, she told me, "This is my coping mechanism after watching senseless killing of innocents every day." I guess what I'm trying to say is we need to fix the systems that imprison us before we fix ourselves. And the only way we can do that is in service of others and speaking the truth. And maybe, just maybe, self-help can be reimagined. And those that we call voiceless have the clearest voices of all. The question is, will we listen? Thank you.